Welcome back, guys. Thank you for watching. Today we're going to shoot a bullet that I've gotten a lot of requests for. You guys have been asking to see this in the comments for several months now, so today we finally have it. We're going to shoot the Underwood Xtreme Penetrator, and I have the bullet there. You can see it's a very unique looking bullet. I got the 115 grain plus P plus version, and it says it's going about 1,350 feet per second, so that's really fast for a 9mm. Now, I've never shot these on the channel, but I believe it is a solid copper bullet, and obviously, as the name implies, it's supposed to be really good at penetrating and defeating barriers and stuff like that. So basically what we're going to do is bring out some different stuff, shoot the Xtreme Penetrator, and maybe compare it to a couple other 9mm rounds and see how it does. So let's get started. All right, we're going to start with paper, and I've never shot paper before, but from what I hear, it is really good at stopping bullets, especially when it's in these big bricks like this. All right, first we're going to shoot a regular 9mm full metal jacket to kind of get a baseline, and then we'll go to the Xtreme Penetrator. All right, the full metal jacket went in right there, and it did make it all the way through the first one, and there's the bullet right there. You can see that it did damage that second package, but it doesn't look like it made it very far, so that is kind of impressive. I expected it to go a little bit further than that, but the full metal jacket basically made it through one package of paper. And the Xtreme Penetrator. All right, that one went in right there, and it's a super clean hole all the way through that first package of paper. You can actually see that cross shape from the nose of that bullet where it went into that paper, and definitely looks like it made it through the first one. It did, and went into our second package and stopped inside of that one. You can actually see the bullet in there. So it did go further than the full metal jacket and stopped inside of our second package. Let's see if I can dig this bullet out. Alright, so there's the bullet that I dug out of that, and it's a little bit flattened on the nose of the bullet, but pretty much stayed intact and didn't deform a whole lot. And here's the full metal jacket that we shot, and this bullet actually has lead in it, so it's not surprising that it did flatten out, but you can see that it did deform a little bit more than the Xtreme Penetrator did. Alright guys, next we're going to test these bullets through 2x6 pieces of wood, and I have tested these on the channel before and bullets just rip right through these. So my solution to that was to put as many as I could fit on the table, and this should definitely be enough to stop these bullets. Full metal jacket and the Xtreme Penetrator. Alright, the full metal jacket is on the left and the Xtreme Penetrator is in the middle, and they both made it through the first one, through the second one, and it looks like they both might have stopped in the third one. You can see there that the Xtreme Penetrator did dent the fourth piece of wood and the full metal jacket didn't, and you can actually see the nose of that Xtreme Penetrator bullet right there. So it started to come out of the third piece of wood, but did not make it into the fourth one, and the full metal jacket looks like it stopped a little bit shorter, but not much. And I'm actually surprised. I thought that these were going to go much further. That's why I put all these pieces of wood on the table, but they only made it into the third piece of wood, so not really too much of a difference. Alright, next we're going to shoot these water jugs, and I have shot hollow points into these before, and they usually expand pretty quickly and don't go too far, but neither one of the bullets that we're shooting are hollow points, so these might go a little bit further. Let's step back and see how they do. First up, full metal jacket. Alright, so this isn't what I expected really for the water either. It went in to our first water jug, and on the first 2 or 3 just made enormous exit holes, and went all the way through all 6 water jugs, came out the 6th one right there on the bottom, and you can see that the exit holes on these gradually dropped as it went further, and by the time it came out of our 6th jug, it was at the very bottom. And I actually found that bullet right there on the ground about 5 feet away from our table, so it didn't have hardly anything left on it. And if I had a 7th water jug up here, it probably would have stopped that bullet, but I definitely thought 6 would be enough, so I didn't put the 7th one up here. Now I actually only have about 7 water jugs left, so we are going to shoot the Xtreme Penetrator into 7 water jugs and see if it makes it through the 7th one, because finding that bullet on the ground like that, it's pretty obvious that it definitely wouldn't have made it through a 7th water jug. All right, now let's try the Xtreme Penetrator. I got water on me all the way back here. Alright, there's our first water jug. You can see just completely opened it up and blew it apart. There's our second one, and our 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. And the Xtreme Penetrator did make it all the way through those 7 water jugs. And I've tested hollow points in the past, and a lot of them might only make it, 3 or 4 because they're expanding bullets. Obviously our full metal jacket made it through 6, which surprised me a little bit. I kind of wasn't expecting that, but I found that bullet on the ground and it pretty much had nothing left on it. The Xtreme Penetrator made it through 7. I wish I had more water jugs. I don't even have room to put any more on my table, and that's definitely a lot of penetration through water. All right guys, before we go, I'm gonna do one more test that I have done a couple times before on the channel, and you can see wrapped in that duct tape is 2 sheets of glass together. They're about 1/4 inch thick, and the duct tape is just to prevent shrapnel from flying all over the place. And behind that I have 2 20% ballistic shell blocks, and I've done the Critical Duty and the Fort Scott TUI in this test before, and neither one of them left the first gel block. So this is definitely a tough test for pistol rounds, and both of those rounds are kind of known for getting a lot of penetration, so this should be a good comparison for the Xtreme Penetrator. And right there's where our bullet hit the glass, and there's the exit hole. You can see that there's shrapnel all over my ballistic shell block. And the wound channel is pretty standard, nothing like crazy impressive or anything. And the bullet continued down the gel block and stopped probably at about 14 inches. These are 16-inch gel blocks, so looks like it's a couple inches shy of leaving that first gel block. And I'm not sure how well you guys can see that, but the bullet did deform. Doesn't look like it fragmented or broke apart or anything, but it did flatten out on the front end of the bullet there. So nothing abnormal. Like I said, the last few rounds that I put through this test performed about the same, and it's definitely a lot of penetration after going through that piece of glass. That's not an easy barrier to get through, but did not go too much further than anything I've tested in the past. Well, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. The Underwood Xtreme Penetrator is definitely an interesting bullet. I'll let you guys come up with your own conclusions on the stuff that I did today. It's been out for a long time. There's a bunch of different videos out there on it, and probably some more scientific videos out there. I just wanted to come out, shoot some stuff, and have some fun, and figured I would bring you guys along. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up for me. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.